Hi, this is Alexandra at Beadaholique, here with a tip for you on how to taper loom weaving using smaller seed beads. So here I've got the baby jewel loom, and on it I've created a little swatch of bead weaving, and this uses 3 different sizes of beads. I've got 11/0, 8/0, and 6/0 beads in graduated order. And so this offers design possibilities for creating kind of a scalloped effect in your beadwork, or for a finishing technique to accommodate various sizes of clasp. And so in this bracelet here, you can see that's what I've done, where my 6/0 beads were going to be slightly too wide for a larger clasp. I didn't have the right size. So I've got this smaller size that tapers down into an 8/0 bead within there, and that enabled me to use this nice, sleek 13mm clasp on this bracelet. So I wanted to show you how to start that technique here, and I'm just going to pick up onto my loom needle 5 11/0 seed beads. You'll see that I have some NYMO thread that's on this loom in 6 warps, and so I'm going to take these 5 beads and just kind of space them out on my needle so that they fall into the grooves of those threads. Once I have that in there, I'm just going to press them up with my finger. Whoops. Always tricky to get that first row, especially when they're the smaller beads, because you'll notice that I have each of the warp threads every 2 grooves, and that's to accommodate the larger size beads that will be going on as well. But you'll see as I add these 11/0s that once we get into it, it'll cinch them up in a way that tapers. Let me get through here, coming under and then over to trap those beads. And you'll notice they're a little loose, but they are trapped on the thread as they should be. So the next size up will be the 8/0. And I'm just using some contrasting colors here so that you can see. And so I'm going to bring those up underneath. And again, trap them between my warp threads. Slide them up against my previous row and pull the weft thread through. Now I'm going to double back to secure that row, coming over the warp threads. And I've got my second row. Make sure those are straight, and I'll take on 5 of these 6/0 beads. Bring them in. And slide those into place as well. Oh, I think I've got an extra bead. There we go. Get those tucked up to my previous row. And pull the weft thread through, double it back, and tuck those rows together. And you'll see when I tug on these threads that I can cinch up the warp threads so that they, once tied in a knot, will keep their shape. And that's also illustrated here in this example where I've done multiple rows of each size bead, just to give you a sense of how that turns out once you start into the weaving. So that's one way to taper bead weaving on the loom for various design ideas or finishing techniques. You can buy all of these tools and supplies at beadaholique.com, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notification button, and we have new videos every week. Thanks for joining us.